If you've ever thought, there's no way this is just anxiety, it feels too physical, you're not alone. I hear this all the time in my practice. Most people expect anxiety to be racing thoughts or worrying, but anxiety actually shows up in the body far more than people realize. And when symptoms are physical, that's usually when fear kicks in. And here's why this matters. Once you understand what's happening in your body, these symptoms stop feeling so mysterious and they're a lot less scary. Anxiety isn't just something happening in your head. It activates a person's nervous system. And when your nervous system is fired up, your body reacts physically. That's why anxiety can cause things like racing heart, chest pain, shortness of breath, dizziness, nausea, shakiness, muscle tension, or that uncomfortable feeling that something terrible is wrong or something horrible is about to happen. Those symptoms feel real. And it's because they are real. You're not imagining them, and you're not being dramatic. It's your body responding to stress signals. When your brain thinks there's a threat, whether or not there actually is a threat, even if that threat is internal, your body goes into alert mode. Heart rate changes, breathing changes, muscles tense, all of that can feel intense. And then the spiral usually starts. You feel the symptom, you focus on it, you worry about it, a feedback loop starts in your brain, and that worry turns the volume up even more. And that feedback loop is a big reason anxiety symptoms can feel so physical and so convincing. And this is where a lot of people end up getting stuck, because once panic hits, it's really hard to think clearly. And when someone is panicking, the goal is not to figure everything out in that very moment. You have to remember that you're not going to solve your health during a panic surge. The goal is to get control of the feeling first, and this is where distraction helps. Distraction isn't ignoring your body or pretending nothing is wrong. It's pulling your attention outward so your nervous system can calm down enough that you're not convinced something terrible is happening. That might mean watching something familiar that you like, stepping outside for a bit, walking around, folding some laundry, calling a friend, listening to music, or anything that pulls your focus away from that continuous thought pattern and feedback loop and monitoring every single sensation so intensely. And a lot of people notice that when they're genuinely distracted, their symptoms ease up or at least stop feeling so intense. And that's an important clue that anxiety is playing a role. This doesn't replace getting checked though. It just helps you regain control of the panic so that you can think clearly in the moment, and you can get control of that anxiety. Now here's something that often gets misunderstood. When providers say anxiety could be contributing, that doesn't mean they're brushing you off. It means they're just ruling out something super dangerous first. And two things can exist at one time. And that's how anxiety usually tricks people. Normal tests don't feel reassuring at first, but they're actually pretty meaningful. They tell your provider what isn't happening. And it's also possible to have a medical condition and anxiety at the same time. One doesn't cancel out the other. But it's also extremely common for anxiety alone to explain symptoms completely. What I don't want, though, is for people to hear physical symptoms and assume something rare or dangerous is being missed. Most of the time, anxiety symptoms are pretty common, explainable, and manageable, even though they feel just awful. If you're worried about symptoms, the right thing to do is to get evaluated. Let a provider look at the full picture. And if serious things are ruled out, it's okay to trust that evaluation. Looking things up online can help you ask better questions to your provider, but it shouldn't turn into diagnosing yourself or convincing yourself something is wrong when it may not be. The goal isn't to ignore your body. It's to understand it well enough that you don't panic every time it does something uncomfortable. And that's what this channel is all about, helping you make sense of symptoms without spiraling.